What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ring the Bell. My name is Joey, and I am sipping on some coffee because it is early Friday morning. And of course, by my side is the lovely...
I am the interdimensional Shiro, Moxie, Molly, and I too am sipping on some gin and juice. Just kidding.
Oh.
That went so terribly last time.
I mean, please don't do gin and juice at 9:30 in the morning because you have a problem.
It's coffee, I swear.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we have a lot to talk about this week on the Women's Brand Wars. You can't really call it Wednesday anymore. We're going to figure out a name.
Weekly Wars, but then I feel like we have to incorporate all the other ones. So this is just strictly our brands.
NXT versus AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. All right, guys. So we have a lot to talk about this week because we had, honestly, 5 shows with about 6-7 matches. Let's dive on right in and start with NXT UK because this week we got to see Valkyrie.
Yeah, we'll just call her that. On the last one, so many people wrote how to say it, but I think, well, first of all, I've had a speech impediment and a lisp since I was young, and it's just still difficult for me.
I mean, I'm from the South. They don't teach us how to speak, so
Dang.
It's the truth. We just kind of mumble our words together. We talk just right over there. You're gonna go here. You go and get on the street and take it up to the north.
Is this King of the Hill?
It pretty much is. It's a pretty accurate representation of the South. But it was FIFA Valkyrie going one-on-one against Isla Dawn in probably, honestly, my match of the week. I'm all for Valkyrie. I think she's a really cool gimmick. I think she offers a lot. She brings something new to the table. But I was kind of upset to see her get the win just because I'm finally getting to see more Isla Dawn after... I feel she's been kind of pushed to the back burner of the women's division in NXT UK, and we really haven't given her the credit she deserves. So I didn't really want to see her come out and automatically lose to the newbie, but she didn't go down without a fight. Honestly, there were so many cool spots. One, there was a 619 into the corner that took out Valkyrie's legs as she was standing on the middle rope and made her take that top buck.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like that. That was I can't think of a time I've seen someone do a move that caused that effect. And I was like, that's sweet. And then Valkyrie pulls off kicks like nobody. Aleister Black, you're a complete myth now. You're done.
Oh, dang.
You're canceled. Valkyrie's here. But then she does an axe kick off of the top rope as her finish, and it is bomb. I've never really seen the axe kick as a full-on finisher. It seems more kind of like a falsie, where I would put an axe kick. But this one, it's high impact. It's guillotine.
I feel like I could see it as a finisher if someone put a new interpretation or spin on it, like you're saying. This happened. And so, anything can be a finisher when you make it. I
like Valkyrie. I'm ready to see her get more, comfortable on TV. She still seems like she's kind of new, and it kind of shows. But that's to be expected because she is in front of a worldwide audience now for probably the first time. I know she's done, Progress and stuff like that, but... nothing on the scale of WWE. So I'm going to give her time to go ahead and get ready. But I imagine we're going to see her with the way that she's being built.
Yeah, it seems like they're pushing her, so we'll see a lot of her.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what she does when she steps up to Kaylee Ray. Because I think from what I've seen from Valkyrie, it's going to be a hell of a contest when these two ladies step in the ring together.
Ooh, I'd like to see that.
It's going to be good. But we need to top over to... Full Sail in Florida, right up the road from where I lived when I lived in Florida, which was kind of cool. But we got to talk about. There's my Southern coming out.
There we go. We got to talk about.
We got to talk about what happened on that NXT.
That was more exciting than I feel these matches were.
Oh, well, let's talk about this whole NXT thing. Wow, you came in with the shade real quick.
Well, hold on. First of all, AEW and NXT, I cannot be watching this picture-in-picture stuff. I get so distracted by the freaking commercials, even though you're keeping the wrestling on, I can't even. I have adult ADD. I please stop it. Just commercial or wrestling.
I agree with that. It needs to either be one or the other.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Especially, I think they're doing it mostly on these two shows now because they're trying to prevent people from channel flipping.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But on NXT this week, we got 2 women's matches. First, it was a qualifying match for the women's #1 contender ladder match, which is happening at TakeOver Portland. It was Chelsea Green going one-on-one against Miss Green Hair herself, Shotzi Blackheart, in a good but very short match.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like they've gone and built Shotzi when she very first made her debut, and now it's sizzle. Sizzling out. Not like a sizzling up, a sizzling out. Not that she wasn't good. I just feel like...
I didn't see this as a sizzle out for her.
No, I mean as in I expected her to go over. And now Chelsea, who we've seen good stuff from, but very little from, is now just dominating her out of nowhere.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, somebody's going to have your number any given day. That's True. Professional wrestling. But... it's weird to me that you're going to do a ladder match and not put Shotzi in it. Yeah, one, she's so over, and 2, that just seems like her element.
Yeah, and whatever they just built between Chelsea and Shotzi, I don't feel like much was built. It was just a standard match, and it's not like we can hope for Shotzi to, interfere to make Chelsea lose or anything. It just...
Yeah, there's not any follow-through.
It makes sense that it was early in the show, because it's just one of those... matches.
Which is weird.
It was a good match. Don't get me wrong there. But it was just...
Well, it was a good match. It was short. It was a nice little 5-minute. And the thing about that is you're wanting to build up Chelsea, which they're doing a good job of developing that character more and really giving us more of her. But you're also having her step over Shotzi, who's very, very over and easily established because she's just you get her when she walks out.
My thought is maybe because Shotzi is so established, you're Chelsea can beat Shotzi, but it just felt odd.
Yeah, it did. It wasn't... Not
the match, just how it ended.
Yeah.
And not even the finish, just the whole feeling of the match. I don't know. I can't explain it.
I know, I kind of get you. There's not really a reason why you're but you're
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I mean, I do want to say I enjoyed this version of the I'm Prettier from Chelsea more than I did the reverse one.
Yeah.
Because I love the jump and the impact that adds. I like that a lot.
I feel that maybe they, even if they don't watch our reviews, there must be other people, because more than once they were that is the I'm Prettier. Get that. The I'm Prettier. Not the unprettier, the I'm prettier. Which, so they really made a point to let us know what it is.
Yeah, so overall, we're getting to see Chelsea Green go into her first takeover in this ladder match. I'm interested to see who else they're going to have. I'm guessing it's going to be Bianca. Ooh, I pray for Casey Catanzaro in a ladder match.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Especially since Chelsea Green, they haven't let her show it yet, but on the indies, she's really what am I trying to say? Gymnastic-y?
Yeah.
So that actually, as far as even outside of the ring, moveset, skill set, hobbies they do, I think that'll be pretty match. That's a good match.
I'm excited to see it. I'm ready to see who else is going to be in this match. Congrats to Chelsea. I'm also just really upset to see Shotzi not in the match.
It's less upset and more just
yeah. That's a good, not upset, just...
confused, I guess.
I would want Chelsea in the match. I would just want both these women.
Yeah, just them two wrestling for the #1 contendership. That's what's confusing. Put them against people that, you don't expect to be in a freaking ladder match.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, yeah.
Yep. So, now we have to move on to our main event from NXT this week because it was the cage match. The cage match between Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai as their grudge match finally comes to fruition. I don't know. This feud feels a bit messy now. Just a little messy.
Well, like I said on the review that everyone hated me in, I often find cages are an unneeded stipulation. I also feel except for the end, they really didn't use the cage much. Again, buying into the unneeded stipulation. I'm still, I'm confused about Raquel. She played into it, but it's, how can I explain it? Yes, we all know wrestling is predetermined and scripted, but I don't want to feel like that when I'm watching. And when
really
Raquel is on camera,
way.
I feel like she's just not. Look at her. She's not a mean person. She's playing mean. It just doesn't feel genuine.
I legit do. I think it
No,
feels...
I don't dislike her. I just don't... She doesn't feel mean to me. She feels like America's sweetheart to me.
I don't get that.
I mean, we don't have to agree. I just don't feel like she feels mean. She feels fake mean to me.
She just seems big and whoop your ass. She's like the Bull Buchanan of the NXT women's division. Like, there's not really much to go off here. Yes, she's a big, pretty girl, but she's a big girl. Like, she's about to come in there and whoop your ass, and she's done it numerous times. So, I'm all for it. I like the monster
Maybe
heel.
I just want to see her be a monster more. Like, maybe we haven't gotten a chance to see her.
I mean, maybe
like, even, well, when we get to the thing at the end, like, I just feel like it could have been, like, over-exaggerated, and it was just, like...
But she's not literally playing, like, monster. She's playing, like, big, dominant woman.
Okay. I mean, we can just not agree.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not disliking her. I just don't feel like she's genuine yet.
okay. Well, hopefully she gets there for you.
Yeah.
But this match, there was a lot of insane bumps during this match. A lot of them. Like, so I'm pretty sure Dakota Kai, like, I saw her face on the little injury report YouTube video that NXT does. I didn't watch the video, but as soon as I saw her face was on, I was like, yeah, they're giving her some time off after
I feel
those
like
bumps.
both of them needed some time off. Both of them did some crazy stuff.
She pretty much took a back bump from the top of the cage,
Yeah.
which is like, yeah, I know you all are like, oh, what's it feel like? It feels like death. Like to take, I've taken a back bump off of a ladder before, and I never want to do that again in my life. Just
like, I get so annoyed when people discredit. Like, first of all, yeah, we're harsh on some of these wrestlers with our reviews, but, like, we don't discredit the physical activity they put into this. Like, we're killing our bodies every time.
I also want to add on to that. People say that sometimes we're harsh or we're mean. Never undeserving.
Right.
Yeah,
I think we're fair about it.
Give credit where credit's due. If you have a good week, cool. If you have a bad week,
and listen, we'll say, like, hey, their clothes or their hair or this or that is looking banging, but we're never, like... Honestly, we're never making fun of people's, like, bodies or faces or anything like that. This is pure reviewing talent and what they showed us. We're not, you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, there's a difference between attacking someone and critiquing someone.
Correct.
Boom.
Thank you.
Learn that.
Yes.
So, moving on into the end of the match. So, we saw a lot of really close, like, escapes from Tegan. There was also a lot of times I was like, girl, climb out of the cage. Like...
Okay, I think that is my problem most of all with this match. Because, like I said, I wasn't super impressed, although it was a good match. But it's like, both of them, like, had weird long pauses. And it's like... You're giving away the business because we know you're not going to do anything now. We know you're waiting for the other person.
Well, yeah, but I mean, cage matches do that, and they drive me crazy. Like, why in God's name would you climb up to the top of the cage?
And just be like...
Period, and then pause, and then, like, wait. I don't know. It's...
Because even with freaking Raquel there, all that matters is your feet touch the ground. So even if I'm halfway down the gate and she pulls me off, my feet still touch the fucking ground.
Yeah,
I win. Like,
what's she gonna do?
Right.
Yeah. So I liked a lot of the in stuff. I don't really like that the shiniest wizard wasn't the end of it.
Agreed.
I think it was a good spot for her to really showcase that finisher because I haven't seen her like nail it too often.
Yeah.
And she did on this one, and I didn't want it to be a falsie, but it was.
This is my feeling about that match. Was it fun to watch? Yes. Did it have a lot of great spots and crazy bumps? Yes. But the in-betweens, when you're sewing stuff together, even like both of them, the way they were like hitting each other, like it's a little nimble.
Yeah, well, they're both very little nimble girls. Like,
but I've seen them be more impactful.
Yeah, there was a little bit...
I don't know if they were tired, they practiced this too much, they were
also,
nervous.
Yeah, that little, like, viciousness that they've had in the past wasn't
there.
It wasn't, but on to my personal, like, positive note of the match, I did love the end spot. I loved her pressing her against the
Oh, no, it was very creative. I just wish it was, like...
Like, she put that little... Like,
yeah, she was just like...
Well, she was like, I got the muscle, and she shut it. Like, that's why I like her. She's not like, she's just the muscle. That's it.
Yeah, and it's not just on her. I also feel like Tegan Knox could have like been more like, oh, you're gonna make me lose. So I think both of them were just a little like, all three of the ladies, the energy was just like too
missing
notches
that
too
struggle.
low. Yeah,
I got you. I agree.
But maybe Tegan wanted a little more of this, and maybe Raquel expected Tegan to do a little more of this. You know what I mean?
Also, I'll go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. If she started like wailing and wiggling, she might not have been able to hold that door on her, which is, you know, it is what it is. I liked it. It was something that I've never seen someone do in a cage match.
It's creative.
So I love when people give me something that I'm like, oh, this is new. I love that. So good job. I'll give it like a solid B. It's a B match.
Out of 10, I would give it like a 7.5 to 8. Like, it was almost there.
Yeah.
They're just little things.
Little tiny things, but overall solid showing for these two. I don't really know if this is going to officially end this feud or not. I'm hoping so.
Or they give us some sort of extra storyline to revive this feud. Because now it's just a little like, they were best friends, whatever.
Yeah.
Mean girls.
It happens. It's another case of they were best friends in the women's division, which happens very, very often.
Very women's division-y storyline.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and turn to the opposition because we have a lot to talk about with AEW this week. I like your opposition fist. But we have to start talking about a lot with AEW this week because we got a pay-per-view this weekend. It was AEW Presents Revolution. And I was there.
Yeah, I know. I didn't actually get to see this. So give us your 90-second take because you were there live.
Oh, being there live was amazing. AEW's crowd is electric. Like, I've been to both recently. NXT's crowd, great electric. AEW's crowd, super electric. Raw, SmackDown, they're there for the candy and the souvenirs.
It might have been because it's a pay-per-view, because when I went like the just Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, I was actually like, why is the crowd so down?
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to hear that they were up.
They were so up, and it was amazing. There were so many good matches. The match that we got for the women's division was Nyla Rose putting her AEW World Women's Championship on the line against Kris Statlander. And let me tell you, this match was good, but it was doomed from the get-go because it followed that Kenny Omega Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks match, which was a half an hour of just like
hard-hitting action.
Yeah, and the crowd was like so invested. So, like, as soon as, like, that match was over and they brought the graphic up that said Nyla versus Kris, like, you saw people stand up. And they were like, I was talking with Edie and Teddy from the Rest Friends last night because they were also there. Nice. We were all, like, looking around because we were just like, oh, my God, so many people are leaving. Like, the crowd was emptying, like, as soon as that happened. So we were like, oh, no, they got stuck with the slot, you know, which sucks. We all, as women's wrestling fans...
Still not different than what the WWE has always given us. Sorry, AEW, I had so much hope as of last week, but now you've let us down a bit.
Just a little bit. Because these girls still came out. They put on a hard-hitting match. There was a little bit of what I'd say like some wonky spots because I've heard that Kris Statlander was also sick during this contest. Overall, the match was... good. It was lacking that crowd reaction in the get-go, but then they really turned it up a little bit towards the end. And then the very end was Nyla pulling up Statlander for a powerbomb off the second rope. And she didn't quite get it, but it still got the 3 count. Overall, solid match from these ladies. It was... it left more to be desired, but I enjoyed what I saw, and
Hopefully this turns into a storyline because those are 2 wonderful ladies to work. You don't like the way they work together, though?
No, I just
seen it.
The word storyline doesn't exist in AEW. It's
true that, my friend.
Yeah, especially in the women's division. Like, there's been storyline that happens between like the World Heavyweight Championship with Moxley and Jericho. There's the storyline between MJF and Cody. But there's not really a story for the women.
Listen, when I was just doing my little singing thing, I touched upon it. Like, we've said it over and over. It's beating a dead horse now. AEW had promised us so much, and like we're disappointed. And then when they started to sweep out the Nightmare Collective and kind of listen, but I feel like all the people standing up and leaving to like go do this or that, they've set up the women's division for failure. Like the fans were ready for this revolutionary women's division. Now the women of AEW are going to have to work just as hard as the ladies in the 90s and early 2000s to have a revolution of itself inside of AEW, because now the fans don't want to pay attention to it because it's been so bland for so long.
They just need that breakout match to get people invested in that breakout feud, and they haven't had that yet.
But they set that up themselves. Like,
oh yeah,
it's not like the fans were like, "Oh, we don't want women's wrestling." It's they did some shit stuff, and now we just don't want to be served the shit.
Well, that's true. We just also need to be. We get a lot of main courses, which is what we've been fed, but we never get an appetizer, and we never get a dessert. And that's it. And that's not how, wrestling works. You need a beginning, a middle, and an end for these story arcs that really invest the crowd. And we just haven't gotten that yet.
I'm hopeful, but at Revolution, it dimmed my hope a little.
Revolution, we kind of got a little bit of setup, but this number one contender bracket is all they're going off of. We need a little bit more of storyline investment. That's all we really need to really make this women's division something relevant, is give us some story. But overall, solid outing for the ladies at Revolution. It was so much fun getting to go back as a press media correspondent and interview people. I enjoyed it, and AEW, I hope we get to see you again. So, speaking of AEW's Revolution, let's go ahead and revolve over to Dynamite. That was a horrible joke. That was really bad. But this week on AEW Dynamite, we got a fresh, almost... is a tiny little match between Big Swole and my girl, Leva Bates.
There was no commercial during it.
I mean, it was...
I could point that out.
That's positive.
Hey, thanks. No commercial.
It was very short. It was legit. It was what it needed to be.
It was gimmicky. I liked it, but... I
have one little qualm. I mean,
my qualm is it was so short, and both those ladies can do a shit ton more, but I'm hoping they're giving us I hope they're giving us the appetizer.
I hope they are. I hope they give us more Leva, because she's so charismatic with that Librarian character, and I just want to see more of it. Like, I love the spot where she smacked her with the book, and then did the backstabber.
Like, handing her the book to try to, distract her. Like, it's good. It's gimmicky. It's good. That's, what we love.
I love stuff like that. But the only little qualm I have with her giving that backstabber was, go for pinfall.
Oh, yeah.
Go for pinfall.
I feel like wrestling as a whole, we really don't try to pin anybody, and that's the point of wrestling.
Do it. Go for pinfall.
To win.
But that's small little nitpicky thing. It was a fun little match for what it was. Big Swole's Dirty Dancing, when it hits so good.
She's so good.
I love her. I'm a little wondering if her and Shazza are going to team up together as just little cosplay people, because she's always Storm and Shazza's always Goku.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, solid match. It didn't really give
you mean Shayna, not Shazza McKenzie.
Not Shazza. Shanna. Yeah. Sorry. My bad.
I just didn't want them to attack you in the comments, because they would. Go on.
Attack me. Do it. Overall, it really helped Big Swole get a little bit of momentum behind her. I found it weird that Britt Baker was on commentary. It didn't need to happen. It would make more sense if Nyla was on commentary, because it seems like they're going to build Swole up as that next contender, because she was the other one that confronted her when Statlander did it. So seems like that's what's going to happen. It didn't make much sense for Britt to be out there. She did her little Starbucks gimmick with Tony and
overplay it. So we were like, yes, what Britt Baker is doing is good. Finally, we're liking her. We're liking her as a heel. This is something tasty. You gave us a little morsel, but then they just shoved it. It was just a buffet that we didn't want. A greasy buffet we're tired of.
If she came out and did another promo, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Give us something more. We're done with the Starbucks. That's what I mean. Okay, it worked that time. Now what else?
Yeah, well, give us an additional joke. You're taking the same joke and stomping the joke into the ground.
It's the greasy buffet we paid too much money for.
Yeah, but overall, nice little match that we got from AEW Dynamite. I wish there was more follow-up with Nyla and kind of some more stuff with that, but overall, I ain't mad at it.
And I feel like women didn't get enough time on the show, but whatever.
Yeah,
But at least there wasn't a commercial.
That's fair. We'll give it that. But this week on AEW Dark, we got to see a tag team match, which I also got to see live because it was taped before Revolution. It was Riho and my absolute fave, Yuka Sakazaki, going, I love her so much, going against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Penelope Ford, which was a nice little change of pace.
Yeah. So my first sentence, no disrespect to Riho, but Yuka Sakazaki, she has the charisma we were waiting for. Like, even though she cannot, like, I don't think she so much speaks English, right?
I haven't heard her speak.
Okay, so, but she's got that, like, facial expression charisma that she still connects to us. Like, she gets the American crowd, and sometimes I wish it was her that was the first. If they were gonna, like, do someone that we weren't so familiar with as the first AEW Women's Champion, sometimes I wish it was her. Because I feel like she's already got that. She didn't have to learn it, like Riho is doing now.
Overall, that tag team match, I thought it was fun. It was good character development. I love that Sakazaki went straight after Britt Baker because it continues a little bit of that story after that curb stomp. I don't know if that's ever going to play out again, but it was nice to see her kind of go at her, and continue a little bit of something. I can't remember any, like, spots off the top of my head that really stuck out. What I can remember that stuck out was Kip Sabian's butt in them pants. Whoa. Legit. I was up in section 107. I was a little bit away from the ring, but I could see that thing. It's like, hey, it's
distracting. What's going on in the match?
My drink.
I was actually happy to see that they not finally, because she's been in 1 or 2 AEW Darks, but, like, Penelope Ford is, like, pretty good for what we're not seeing.
She's very underrated and very underutilized, and I would love to see more of her because she's a good character and a good heel as
Although
well.
I would say how AEW's women's stuff has been wandering, I'm glad to see they haven't, like, trashed her. Like, maybe they're finally saving someone. Like, the way it's been wandering, she would have been lost by the wayside. Now we're like, ooh, when are we going to see her? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope to see more. Overall solid match, which saw Penelope and Britt get the win thanks to a distraction by Kip Sabian. Hey, Moxie.
Hey, Joey.
What was your boom blast moment of the week?
Oh, I wanted to CGI. If I'm being really honest, although there was a lot of good stuff this week, I don't really have something that's sticking out in my brain.
You don't have a boom blast moment?
No, like, I feel like everything this week was kind of like,
I'll give you two. I've
take
got
mine.
2 boom blast moments. My boom blast moment is going to be that 619 sweep kick that Isla Dawn gave Valkyrie because I was just like, ooh, fun. It was just cool. I just haven't seen anything like that. And then my second boom blast moment is going to go to, can I get a drum roll, please? Kip Sabian's butt.
I knew it.
Yes. Boom blast.
I'm gonna switch things up and say, hey, Joey.
Hey, Moxie.
Where can people find you? You go first.
You can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also find me on Facebook at The Joey Mayberry.
You can find me on all social media platforms at that's THEE, Moxie Molly. And I think we would be doing a disservice if we didn't look straight into the camera and rep and tell you about the This Is Kayfabe exciting stuff that happened with little Mr. DS.
Yes.
So proud of him.
Yes.
And he's right now in New York doing so many big, great, fabulous things. Gas him up. Yes. What?
If you haven't heard of Kayfabe, it is going to be a new wrestling show / promotion powered by Gail Kim, Lita, and Christy Hemme, and DS is working on it.
Yes, he's part of their creative team. He's told us there's some secret stuff happening, but he wouldn't let us know, and now we're so excited about it.
Very excited for him, so please go check that out. But speaking of projects, you guys, I'm also in a pilot for a brand new show. It is a comedy based in a jiu-jitsu studio.
Cool.
Yeah. Title has not been released yet, but we are doing a kickoff party / fundraiser. It's going to be on March the 20th at My Buddies here in Chicago. Details are on my Instagram. I would love to see you guys come out and support it. And I believe
One last shout out. Don't
Yeah.
forget, you've seen some cool shirts, not either one of these, the past couple weeks. I do have a new store. The t-shirts aren't what it centers around. It's actually unicorn pieces, I like to call them. One of a kind, sometimes used, sometimes new pieces of fashion that I adore and that I think people would adore as well. And that is Boutique Moxie, B Moxie.
Well, we've plugged everything.
Except the Patreon!
Yes, please subscribe or join our Patreon family. We would love to shout you guys out in a video. And also, just here on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell icon so you are notified whenever we post something or have to plug many of our projects that we're doing right now.
That took more than the whole review.
Yes, it did. So I'm going to go chug the rest of this coffee, and we will see you guys next week. Bye!